You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Tuesday to you, fine sir.
Hey, right back at you. What's going on, Smalls? Everything okay? Heidi, you good?
I'm good. I'm real good.
Blink twice if you need help.
Yeah. Oh boy, what a big day! This isn't just a national celebration. This is international.
Ooh.
This is global, is what it is.
Okay.
It's the International Day of Epidemic Preparedness.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, everybody ignores this day.
We should probably prepare for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Get
never
prepared.
once celebrated this day.
Well, that's
see?
caught you off guard.
See?
Yeah.
Just weren't
Way to go, Heidi.
weren't ready. Birthday cakes, birthday candles, whatever, or posthumously celebrating these folks today.
Posthumously.
Humously, yes.
You know, no hummus involved.
It's I always liked this guy. He's James Evans. He was the dad on Good Times, John Amos.
Oh,
Actor.
yes.
Yeah. Pretty,
Love John Amos.
pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
He was in Coming to America.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and he was in Roots.
Awesome.
He's
And I
been in lots of
loved
stuff.
Good Times. Mm-hmm. I did.
Yeah, he was let go from that series.
Really?
Yes.
He's
was-
still
I remember
alive?
when he died. I didn't know
He
that he
didn't
was
die?
fired. Well, his character
Well, they
died.
killed him off on the series.
They killed him
Okay.
off.
Yeah, and I think it ran for another 2 or 3 seasons without him. But yeah, he was let go.
Wow.
Yeah, he would argue
why?
with the writers.
I guess I just
Oh,
assumed
I
he
gotcha.
quit.
Well, it was produced and written by all white guys. Okay.
Okay.
Well, so what? It's like the 70s, and that's life as we know it.
Yeah.
And
And they were writing things that
well,
he didn't appreciate.
he would get into arguments and go, "Look, this isn't what we do."
Yeah.
And he would get disturbed because JJ would get all the camera time.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. Dynamite.
But they had 2 other kids in the series
Yeah.
who were really, really proactive and in school, and one wanted to be a lawyer and one wanted to be something else.
And they wouldn't get any
And they
attention.
basically just write them out of the script and go, look, we need this to be more
Right.
positive. And then they finally, the producers came up to him and said, yeah.
You're
there's
going to
too-
have a heart attack and die.
Too much conflict, man. So.
You're speaking too much
Wow.
sense.
But he had some great points, and he was being a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Right. He just seems like a nice man.
And
doesn't
he was in Coming to America, and he was in the Coming to America Again, the remake, the Coming to America 2, or whatever it was called.
Which no one saw.
I saw it. It was on Netflix.
You were the
Oh,
only
man.
one, John, and I'm sure you interviewed the key grip.
I did. No, that's a tough
He
get.
couldn't get him.
Couldn't get the key grip. I got the best boy.
That's a tough get.
And this sweet child, believe it or not, would have been 47 today. We lost her in 1988 at just 13 years old, when who brought us the catchphrase, "They're here."
Oh, yeah.
Heather O'Rourke from the
She was so
Poltergeist
adorable.
franchise.
Oh, she was cute. Yeah.
And then she passed away while they were filming, and they had to put like a stunt double in her place for some things.
Yeah, I think that was the third
Yeah.
sequel,
Yep.
yes.
Such
Yeah.
a sad thing.
And country superstar Walker Hayes, who was just here at the Premiere Center in October, as a matter of fact. Walker Hayes is 45 today.
Okay.
Nice guy. He stayed on our sofa while he was here.
Yep, he was right downstairs in the guest room, had such hits as Mind Candy, Your Girlfriend Does, Dollar Store, a little song called Pants.
Heidi's
Dollar
theme song is Dollar Store.
But here's the thing, the one that really put him over the top,
Yeah.
a year ago, 2021, Fancy Like.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually a video out there of South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem line dancing to that song.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
That was a TikTok sensation.
Fancy Like, it's huge, and the lyrics are, wow, it's a game changer. Here's just a taste.
Oh, okay.
Walker Hayes, Fancy Like. Some Alabama jamma, she my Dixieland delight. Hey, that's how we do. How we do fancy like, oh, fancy like, oh, fancy like, oh, fancy like, oh.
Poetic.
Yeah.
So the
Brings tears
Applebee's
to your
thing,
eyes.
Yep, Applebee's.
was that added later, or is that part of the actual song?
No, it's part of the actual song.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
hear it in the lyrics that you had read. So.
Well, I can't do the full song.
Can't
Oh,
do
I
it.
understand that. I
There's
did-
not time.
I've never heard the whole song.
I'm not
I've
here
only seen
to-
the videos on TikTok. or YouTube or
Dial it
wherever.
up. It's a fun tune.
Is it? I'll have to check it out.
It's in the biz. It's got more hooks than a tackle box.
Nice. I'll have to go check it out now. Thanks, Dan.
You betcha. It was 1983. I love this story. Well, I love the ending of this story, actually. 1983, Pope John Paul II, my favorite pope.
Yeah, I remember
Because
him.
he's
You have a favorite pope?
yes, to force the Beatles, and he was the first Polish pope.
Yeah.
And I'm Polish, and I just love that whole vibe.
Nice.
Guy
Pope
was
John
cool.
Paul George Ringo.
He was a pretty good skier, too.
Was he really?
Yes.
Don't think
What?
so.
That's great.
Pope
I had
on a
no
boogie
idea.
board with that hat and those robes? Hilarious.
Nice. I just don't see that.
Absolutely hilarious.
See them letting him do that.
Pope takes a little trip, visits a prison cell, and pardons Mehmet Ari Aka, who shot him back in 1981, tried to assassinate.
That's right. He pardoned him?
Visited him in his prison cell, prayed with him, pardoned him, forgave him.
Did the guy get to leave prison?
He was released, John, and I'm glad you
I
asked.
didn't know that
Holy
the
cow.
Pope could pardon.
I didn't either.
Well, a
Could I
Pope
pardon somebody?
No, they released him in 2010.
Oh, so a long time after he
And
was.
John, you have no powers anywhere,
Well,
including your own home. So,
Dan, Pope John Small the First, just so you know.
but here's what happened. So he gets shot, assassination attempt in 81,
Yeah,
visits the assailant, 1983, this day.
yeah.
He is released from prison in 2010, but in the interim had converted to Catholicism.
Oh, wow.
And one of the first things he did is he delivered a huge bouquet of white roses to the tomb of Pope John Paul II.
What a conversion.
Oh,
How
Yes,
amazing.
Wow.
completely turned his life
They should make a
around.
movie about that.
And they
That's
say
really cool.
forgiveness is sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever do.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just thought that was
I love it.
like the way that ended.
I love it, too. That's good.
And in 1900, this day, Carrie Nation, she was a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And her temperance ladies, her besties, do their very first public smashing of a bar.
Yeah.
Busted the joint up.
Can you even imagine sitting in there having a beer and ladies come in with axes and just chop everything to
Oh,
bits?
went absolutely crazy. It was the Carrie Hotel in Wichita, Kansas.
Like, what's up with these ladies?
Carrie Nation. Yeah, they did not like the hooch thing, even a little bit.
Yo, you guys need a drink.
And this was Game Changer, this day in 1845. 1845. Ether used for the very first time in childbirth
Oh, no
in
kidding.
Jefferson, Georgia. It's like,
Wow.
you know, if we just knock them out,
Just
They
right
won't be
smell like
screaming
ether to
so
you.
much.
maybe just use some ice tongs, get that kid out of there. Or whatever it's going to be. Yeah, and I don't know who decided to,
I don't know.
let the ladies stay awake again, but I've been in the delivery room twice, and believe you
Go back
me,
to the ether.
It's like, somebody just give her something. And I think one of the favorite lines ever, and it was when Sadie Hayes was being born, so 35 years ago. And my wife uttered the line, "You try to give me one more ice chip, and I will kill you."
I remember when my beautiful bride over here locked herself in the bathroom when they
did.
were going to give her an epidural.
Oh, yeah, the epidermal
No,
thing.
and they wanted to give me.
What was this stuff?
No, it was
It
a
wasn't an
drip. It
epidural?
was the stuff that makes the contractions come harder,
Uh.
and I would not take it. I was like, "No, you are not."
I remember watching the nurse at the nurse's station. She's like, she puts her hand on her forehead. She's like, "Oh no, I don't want to be the one to tell her." And then I see Heidi run past me, go in the bathroom and lock the door.
I did.
And then the doctor is talking to me, and I'm on one side of the door like a bomb squad, like I'm talking someone off a ledge.
So why did we stop just knocking you all out?
I would have been totally cool with that. In fact, I insisted on it. They ended up giving me the doctor finally said, "If I promise to give you a C-section, will you please come out of the bathroom?"
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
let's
what it
make
took.
a deal.
Yeah, he did.
They were
I was
literally
locked in there.
talking
There were
about
three
taking it
nurses
off the
and a
hinges
doctor
at one
trying to
point.
get me out of the bathroom.
They're like, hey, you want to help out? I'm like, hey, you are the one that started this, Dr. Crippen. You are the one that's going to finish this. I'll be on this side of the room
And
crying.
whose idea was to let the dad in the delivery room?
Yeah, that was a bad idea, too.
Let's go back to the olden days, shall we? It's
Yeah.
just whole
I didn't
different
really provide
situation.
much help in there, honestly. So.
I got it. I'm glad I was there both
Yeah.
times, but it's nothing like they teach you in Lamaze class.
No.
This will be the most
a whole different
beautiful,
world.
blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. It's like,
And these people who record it, they got a video camera and they're recording.
And
Why?
whoever
Who's
wants
going
to
watch
watch
this?
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
won't
that's
watch this.
awful.
Wouldn't allow that either. That's
No.
It's just bizarre.
bad news. So there you go. I know, we all know.
Gonna
And
bounce ahead.
Good job locking yourself in the camera.
Yeah. It's a great story.
Love that drama.
I don't want Pitocin.
Yeah, it was Pitocin.
Yeah, I thought of it. I didn't know if you would. I was going to give you the chance.
It was
Never
Pitocin.
seen in the Hallmark Channel.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
If you're buying gifts this time of year, chances are you're using a card. But is it the right card? At BetterCreditCards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Some people like the cashback cards. Others like the cards that offer perks and points. And some people find a no-frills credit card to help them build their credit. Whatever works best for you, we probably have it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Excited to have a very funny person joining us on the line right now, comedian Lee Bruns. Lee, how are you, sir?
Doing great. Just sitting here staying warm in Watertown.
Well, this is that weird week between Christmas and New Year's where, there's all kinds of people they're kind of fed up with Christmas and that's done and it's over. But then like my family, we haven't even had our Christmas yet. It's coming up like later this week. So this is just a really, really weird week. But I also love the fact that we're getting ready for Snow Jam Comedy Festival. That's coming up next month. And it's still going to be cold. It's still going to be kind of chilly. You're actually used to this from, being in this area. But one of my favorite things about this, Lee, is bringing comics from Miami and LA and places where I remember one lady, she had never seen snow before. And I was like, to go from never seeing snow before to hanging out for a weekend in, subarctic temperatures, good luck to you.
Yeah, it's exciting, just the people that haven't experienced this sort of extreme. You can talk about it, but when you hear them say things like, well, if you live there, you'll get used to it. Oh, no, you don't get used to this.
No, not really.
No,
we and I just had a nice chat with one of the comics who, again, they're not from this area. And we were talking about how, because they're like, how do you guys, at that time it was 15 below zero. And they're like, how do you guys deal with that? And I go, well, we start our car and let it warm up. And then we leave a warm house and we run out to a warm car and we drive to a warm store. So it's like we're not hanging out in the parking lot, chatting. Although we still do that too, I guess. So
yeah, even the idea of actually clearing my sidewalk is like, I don't know if I want to die to have a clear sidewalk. Oh.
So now let's talk about your comedy career. You've been doing this a while. How long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
No, only about 6 years. I didn't get started till I was well into my 40s, late 40s.
Really?
So I'm kind of but I wrote for different magazines. I've been an auctioneer for a long time. So I'm used to being in front of people, and I've kind of been honing the ability to write jokes and write humor. A little bit of a surprising amount of auctioneering is just people interaction, and nobody minds a little humor during their bid calling.
Absolutely. No, that's really cool. I guess I didn't realize you were an auctioneer as well. So are there a lot of auctioneers who are also comics or comics who are also auctioneers, or is that a unique thing?
None others that I'm aware of, because they're probably better auctioneers and they're able to do that more. But I specialize in charity fundraising auctions, not like estate sales and stuff. So if you need a fundraiser auctioneer, that's where I come in. Nice.
So which one pays better, auctioneering or comedians?
Sadly, comedy.
Oh, really? I can't believe. I was thinking maybe the auctioneering was the. So now, how long have you been an auctioneer?
If I was doing estate sales and real estate auctions, but since I'm doing fundraisers for charities, not a lot of grapes left on the vine there.
So how long have you been doing that, Lee?
Since 2006.
Very, very nice. And now, have you been to Snow Jam Comedy Festival? I've seen you do comedy, but I'm trying to remember if it was at Snow Jam or if it was just when you were in Sioux Falls for another event.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been in Snow Jam. I've applied, but didn't make the cut.
Well,
so this is the first time I made the cut.
I'm excited that you made the cut, and there's several of these comics that you're probably going to know, but the other thing that's neat is you'll get a chance to meet a bunch of new comedians from all over the country, and I've had a chance over the last few years to make some really cool connections and just get to know some really neat people. Do you do many festivals, or is this one of your first festivals, too?
Very first festival I've ever been in. I book and host a lot of shows up here in Watertown, and then I performed with a lot of the other comics out of Sioux Falls, Nate Holtz and Skylar Bolts and Luke Johnson, Zach Dresch, Preston Williams, so I've worked with all those guys, and Dan Bublitz, I just enjoy to work with Dan anytime I can, but
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time I've actually been to a festival at all.
Well, we're excited for you to see. This is a little different. It's a fun thing. And for an audience, you guys need to understand, 30 comedians all coming here, paying their own way to come entertain you and help raise money for a good cause. I love that. It just tells you where the heart is of the comics that are coming to be a part of this. But the thing that's neat for the comedians, you get a chance to meet a bunch of other comedians, network, maybe even get some really cool, business opportunities out of this because, somebody will say, hey, that Lee guy, he would be a good guy to have open for me. Or, hey, they're looking for a headliner in this area and you could be a good guy to do that. So it's just a really cool, completely different opportunity and a completely different vibe than just a regular comedy show. And I'm super excited to have you in Sioux Falls for Snow Jam.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah. Jackie Cation's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan of the Dork Forest. So if I ever get the chance to meet her, I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, you will. You'll absolutely get a chance to work with her now. So how cool is that?
Yeah.
Well, Lee,
I love her podcast.
I will see you in a few weeks. I appreciate you taking some time to chat, sir.
All right. Thanks for your time, John. Good to talk to you.
Absolutely. Again, Lee is one of the many comics that you're going to see at Snow Jam Comedy Festival. The website, if you'd like to get some details, or maybe if your family, like my family, has not yet done Christmas and you're going, hey, I just remembered I got to get presents for everybody I know. If you haven't done that yet, you can go onto the website and buy tickets for people too. SnowJamComedyFest.com. Now, there's no W at the end of snow. It's SNO. SnowJamComedyFest.com.
There's no place like home for the holidays, but if you can't be home, at least you can call home. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. If you currently pay more than $15 a month, it's time for a Mintervention at Mintervention.com. You can see the special holiday offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Tuesday?
The American public has gotten fairly nomadic over the past couple decades.
Yeah.
People come and go. I know,
moving around.
Yeah. People come and go. But, there are some places in the country where more people are moving to than others. And I found this interesting.
Okay.
Got kind of a new head count here. Recent data for Iowa, Minnesota, and South Dakota compared to just a year ago.
Okay.
You would think as the Midwest, especially if you think about it, winter's pretty brutal.
Oh,
you sure got a taste
yeah.
of that. It's like, well, who's going to come here? Well, apparently,
Lots of people.
lots of
And I saw some of them trying to learn to drive last week.
Yeah.
there's that.
And a lot of them are now second guessing those decisions.
Their homes are up for sale all of a sudden.
A lot of homes on the market.
As of July 2021, South Dakota, a population of 896,000.
Okay.
July of this year, 910,000.
Oh, wow. We added some
Wow.
Added well over 13,000 people. In fact, an increase of 1.5%. That puts us in the top 10 of states people are jumping to.
Nice.
Can you believe that with all the choices? Because
Right.
see how many states are there? According to Barack Obama, there's 53 or
Yeah.
4. Anyway, but South Dakota has become kind of a big deal. Here's the top 10 of where people are leaving other places to go to.
California.
Utah is at number 10 as far as moving to.
Oh, moving to. I thought moving from.
No,
Okay.
they're bailing East Coast, West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge hiatus out of New
Yep.
York and LA, places like that. And this is where they're landing. At number 9 is North Carolina. Arizona, 1.3% increase at number 8, followed by Delaware. Montana,
Yeah, I could see that.
which has been probably the coldest place on
Yeah.
the planet
You know why
the
they're
last
going
week
there?
or so.
Freedom.
Yellowstone. No, because of the...
Probably.
They're going, where am I going to move? And they're like, I don't know.
And it
I
can
love
be,
that show,
can be
Yellowstone.
beautiful. Sitting at number 5 of the biggest percentage of population growth in the last year in this country is South Dakota.
Wow.
At number 5.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
I believe it.
Texas is at 4. South Carolina is at number 3, followed by Idaho and Florida.
Yeah, Florida's
Yep.
number 1. I was going
An
to just say
almost
that.
2% increase in just 1 year, which is massive. massive. Because I was down there visiting my daughter in September.
Right.
It wasn't. I was kicking around the idea of relocating there.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a place to live to save my life.
Yeah.
It was like,
I suppose.
what? I mean,
and that's a side effect of, supply and demand.
yeah, in most places that kind of fit my finances and lifestyle and everything else, like, well, there's a 6 month to a year waiting period,
Yeah.
and that was just typical.
Yeah.
So, it's not without its obstacles too, but
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool that South Dakota ranks at number 5.
That is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of new neighbors.
Lot going on.
From both coasts. Keep your eye on them.
There was a
Completely unrelated
billboard.
topic, I'm sure. Our crime rate has also
Hey, what the?
There was a
also
billboard.
increased pretty drastically.
There was a billboard that popped up in Texas that made viral. It went viral because it said, "Don't California my Texas."
Oh, sure.
And somebody
Yeah.
posted online saying, "I don't understand what this billboard means. California is not a verb." And it turned into quite the topic on there because everybody really did know exactly what they meant.
Sure
But
you
the
do.
person posting it was trying to say, this doesn't make sense. That's not
Yeah.
proper English. Well, so I think it is interesting when you get a chance to look at all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody from our state government, local government, tourism bureau, everybody apparently they're doing their jobs. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Awesome. I found that interesting, Dan.
Well, hey, thanks, guys.
That is the goal, after all.
Because really, as far as you know, I just make this stuff up.
Some of
wasn't even real.
Some of it I'm pretty sure you do make up, but no, not this time. I like it.
Fantastic. Well, looks like we may be heading towards maybe mid-30s tomorrow. So
I know.
I
Isn't
know.
that
I'm
crazy?
super excited.
It's gonna
there
be.
you go.
It's a heat wave. I'm wearing
Take my
Crocs,
dog for a walk.
wearing my shorts. It's gonna be great.
Forward, go to the Sunny Radio website and see where we'll be holding the luau.
We'll have it somewhere.
Tiki torches.
It's gonna be great.
You guys have a prosperous, blessed day. I'll catch up with you in the morning.
Sounds good. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
If you're buying gifts this time of year, chances are you're using a card. But is it the right card? At BetterCreditCards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Some people like the cashback cards. Others like the cards that offer perks and points. And some people find a no-frills credit card to help them build their credit. Whatever works best for you, we probably have it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. Equity markets are hoping for a Santa Claus rally and may not get one. The holiday was as cheery as ever, but fraught with icy weather, travel delays, canceled airline flights, and what looks to be a tepid spending season. The first look at post-holiday shopping has stores mostly empty as consumers cut back on spending in the face of rising inflation. There will not be many catalysts for the market this week, so investors should be prepared for the possibility of volatility and big moves depending on what news comes out. The next major hurdles won't come until the first week of the new year when the next round of labor data is due. Also on tap for next week is the start of the Q4 earnings reporting season, although it will still be another week before the season's peak gets underway. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.